and the focus for that particular sport. With me on the program this morning, I have the chairman. I have the honor of having the chairman all the way from Abuja, the chairman of the second tier of the Nigeria Professional League, that is the Nigeria National League board chairman. That is talking about Mr. George Aluo. Mr. George Aluo, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Akintunde. I hope Ogun State is good today.
Yeah, Ogun State is good. Thank you for joining us. Now, let me quickly tell our viewers that Mr. George Aluo is a veteran journalist, administrator, manager, and prolific writer with close to 30 years experience as a sports journalist. His experience in sports journalism traverses both the print and electronic media. Aluo is widely traveled and has covered the Nations Cup, World Cup, the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, and all Africa Games. He's deeply knowledgeable about the local league as he maintains regular column of the Nigeria Football League. Aluo served as member of Security Committee when Nigeria hosted the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 1999, a member of the Nigeria Football Federation FF World Cup and Media Committees from 2014 to 2018. His board spectrum outside football earned him a place as a board member of the Nigeria Weightlifting Federation, that is NWF. Let me also tell you that Aluo is a member of African Sports Union, ASJU, the African arm of AIPS, which is the global umbrella body of sports journalists. After many years of meritorious service as sports journalist, Mr. George Aluo has been handed the reign of the chairman of the second tier of Nigeria professional football, where he is expected to bring his vast experience to bear. As he's currently executing his first season in the helms of affairs, his wealth of experience, drive, and expertise amassed in about 3 decades in sports is expected to be brought to the fore as he charts a new direction for the National League. Let me once again welcome Mr. George Aluo to the program. Mr. George Aluo, the chairman of the NNL. How far so far? How has it been? Talking about you trying to take the NNL, the second tier of the Nigeria Professional League, to the next level. How has it been?
Thank you, my brother. It's been tough, I must tell you. It's not an easy task. Because when the present board came on in July last year, we met a league that so many people described as a cash and carry league. Some people said it's in the house post league and all that. But we were determined to change the face of the league because that is the job I've been handed by the president of Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Kuto. And he felt that with me at the head of affairs that we'll be able to turn things around in the NNL. So it's been difficult to rebrand the league, but it is not a task that is insurmountable. And before I came on board as chairman of NNL, I followed the league right from as a club reporter with Champion newspapers down the line. I am not somebody who did not get involved in the Nigerian League. I've been involved in the Nigerian League for over 2 decades. Unlike some journalists who talk about Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal and all that. But I keep telling people that it is human beings that made those leagues what they are. Talk about the EPL, the La Liga and all that. So for us as Nigerians and as sports journalists, we equally have a responsibility to make our league better. So when I got this mandate to head the Nigerian National League, I felt that it is a challenge and we are ready to give it our best shot. And I have enjoyed the cooperation of the president of Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Kuto. He has been very supportive. He has given us a free hand to go out there and deliver. And I think the board has done everything since we came on board in July. Our first assignment was actually in Kano when we went for the playoff in Kano. That was the relegation playoff. And all the clubs that came to Kano, all the 8 clubs were satisfied when they left Kano. So then when we started the season proper this year, we've tried to change the narrative. Our challenge was 1, clubs must win on the road. If you do well, you win anywhere. That is 1. The issue of officiating, we'll try to tackle that headlong. The issue of referees indemnities, we'll try to tackle that headlong. We noticed when we came on board that referees were not paid their indemnities. So for us, it was a challenge that we needed to tackle. And to the glory of God and with the support of Nigeria Football Federation, we have been able to take care of referees' indemnities from day one and until as we speak now. And we even made sure that we added something to whatever they were paid the previous season. So, and the results are showing. Clubs have been winning on the road. The league has been better. And areas where we had challenges, we've dealt with them decisively and swiftly, because we do not want a situation where anybody or any club will bring the league to disrepute. So we've done our best to ensure that wherever there are challenges, we handle it appropriately.
Okay, you also you called it now cash and carry league. That's what you meant on ground. I also want to put it to you that some people call it Rofo league. That is the NNL, because it's like anything goes. So if you look at coming from that perspective, I mean, how much of pressure do you undergo to see that you put things straight?
Yes, thank you. You have added another one to it, that it used to be a Rofo league, but that is what we don't want it to be. We preach the fact that football is all about friendship. Football is something that has united Nigeria more than any other team. Football is the only place where you go to and nobody talks about Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba. We are all united. So we need to make sure that our league gets better, the domestic league. So we have to see it as a league that will bind us as one. We are all one Nigerians. From Sokoto down to Port Harcourt, down to Lagos, we are one Nigeria. And one thing that is a uniting factor for us, we all know it in this country, is football. So we didn't want it to remain a Rofo league. And people who were not ready for reforms, we showed them the exit door. Let me give you a clear example. The time we brought Malumfashi home, to their home in Malumfashi, their very first game was greeted with violence. I would quickly move them out of Malumfashi back to Kaduna, and they felt they shouldn't continue with the league. Today, they are no longer part of the league. It's either they are ready to play according to the rules, or we'll show you the exit door. Even the place you are interviewing me from now, Ogun State, just last week, the club showed that they were not ready for reforms. And we decided to send them out of Abeokuta, because this is not a league of Rofo. This is not a league of hooligans. We will not allow that. So now, Gateway United will go and play the remaining of their season in Benin. And I want to commend the chairman of the state FA, who is my colleague on the board, Alhaji Majekodumi, for taking decisive action on those hooligans who decided to take the laws into their hand and want to take us back to where we want to wind the hand of the club back. That is not the kind of league we want to pretend. When Ekiti United went to Calabar and we saw their goalkeeper being rough-handled, we took immediate action. And the good thing for us is that we have a technological village. You are talking to me now from Abeokuta. I'm here in Abuja, and you can see me talking crystal clear. So at the start of the season, at the AGM in Jos, we said we are not going to run a league where away teams will not be allowed to stream their games live. So I sit down in my office or wherever I am and watch what is happening anywhere in any of the league venues. Last week, I was in Ogbomoso while watching the game between Ikorodu City and Gateway, because Ikorodu City was streaming the game live. But before now, they were running a league where their away teams cannot stream. Just last week, Gateway United were in Uyo, and I watched their game against FC1 Rocket live. And I saw what the officiating was like. So that is the kind of league we want to run. The world is a global village now. Yeah. We have gone technological. The era, and any club that is not ready to face reforms today, we will not allow that. We want a league that is rebranded. We want a league that Nigerians will be proud of. And the only way to make sure that that happens is for us to be firm and decisive. Any club that is not ready to embrace reforms will be shown the exit door. Because for us, you saw what happened in Jigawa when Jigawa played for the Supreme.
Yeah, I was coming to that, Chairman. I was coming to that. Yes. I know that you've been trying your best in terms of officiating. And I know that some referees too have actually been fired from the way they officiated. I mean, give us an incline into that Jigawa match. How is that result still standing? And of course, the referee wrote in his report that he took that decision to allow a volleyball goal because of the threats he has received before the match, during the match, and likely to be after the match. What's your reaction?
Thank you very much. We've told all the referees that if you feel that security is not in place, do not even start the game. Before the start of the season, we agreed that there will be 20 security men on ground. And we have always told the match commissioners to ensure the implementation of what the rule book says. 20 security men on ground before you kick off any game. And we feel that 20 security men on ground can protect any referee. In the case of Jigawa versus Sporting Supreme, there was actually enough security, but about 35 minutes into the game, all the officials, all the security men disappeared. And that was the hard work of these club officials who are desperate. But unfortunately, you asked me how the result of that match stands.
Yes.
We have to follow the rules. What the referee wrote in his match report, despite the fact that he said he was intimidated, was that the match ended 2-1. And if the match commissioner and the referee's report says the match ended 2-1, there's nowhere in the world, going by CAF and FIFA rules, that you can overturn the result of the match when the referee has given you that it ended 2-1. And when the referee now wrote to me personally to say that that match ended 1-1, as far as he's concerned, in a text message, I said, but that was not part of your report. Your report, you said 2-1. So whatever you are saying now is an afterthought. And we cannot deal with afterthought in a game. So our hands game ended 2-1. And the match commissioner corroborated that the game ended 2-1. So if it ended 2-1, then based on the report, whatever you are delisted completely from the league. And you can see too that the match commissioner has been delisted from the league. So I want to commend the Nigerian Football Federation for even taking the action, the authorities concerned for taking the action to completely delist that referee. And based on our recommendation, 7 other referees were shown the exit door for the rest of the season. That shows you that we are taking proactive steps. And Akintunde, let me tell you, this is the circumstance of the league where clubs get very desperate. And we are on top of the situation. Any club that does not want to behave will be punished heavily. And we take immediate reaction. When what happened in Abeokuta happened, by Sunday morning, we had already taken a decision.
Yeah.
I summoned the O&D to take a decision. And if the club is not satisfied with the decision we've taken,
they appeal.
We are not the last bus stop. They appeal to the Disciplinary Organizing Committee of Nigerian Football Federation. That is how these things are constructed. And if you feel that you didn't get justice at that level, you go to CAS. But we are determined as a league body to ensure that clubs play to the rules. This league must get reforms. And people have been commending us. Clubs are winning on the road. So we cannot go back to the era when shenanigans took place in the league.
Okay, Chairman, the training of coaches is also an audacious step towards the actualization of your mission to reposition the NNL. How far with this?
Thank you. You know, before the start of the season, we like I told you, football these days have gone scientific. What this board did before the start of the season was to take the coaches to the classroom. And they were all happy. 44 coaches, we took them to the best sports facility in this country, which is the Raymond Sports Facilities in Ikenne, Ogun State. And at the end of the day, we drilled them in the classroom for 4 days. We brought experts even from outside the country to come and talk to these coaches. We brought the best brains in Nigeria. Austin Eguavo, who is the head of the technical department of NFF, was one of the resource persons. We brought Clement Temile as one of the resource persons. So we brought Peter Rufai. And the coach from outside the country. And I want to say thank you to my good friend, Kule Shoname, who bankrolled that seminar for the coaches. And they all left the place enriched. And I told them from get-go that, hey, gentlemen, the era when clubs relied on referees to win matches is gone. That is why we are preparing you technically ahead of the new season. And the coaches learned so much. We did that in partnership with National Institute of Sports, because statutorily, NIS is supposed to handle training and research when it comes to sports in this country. So we got the DG of NIS and the NIS team to be part of that training. And we intend to do that for other stakeholders. We intend to take even the media men of this club to the classroom so that the media has a role to play. Football is all about media. If we are reforming the league and the media is not part of it, then we are not doing anything.
Of course,
so
one
I
can
want
see.
to commend my colleagues. My colleagues in the media have been supportive.
Yeah, one can see your passion, your focus, and your determination to make a change of what the NNL used to be. I want to say that you deserve commendation, and of course, you are making sports journalists and journalists generally proud that given the opportunity to also administer sports, they can actually make a mark, which is what you are trying to do. As we go, what assurances are you giving Nigerians that this is a rebranded NNL that you have just taken over, or you have just been managing now as the chairman of the board?
The assurance I want to give Nigerians is that the league is changing. It is clear in the results that we are getting. A club like Madiba, that are on top of Conference A, have won about 4 or 5 games. I don't just sit down in Abuja or Lagos. I follow these games. I've watched Madiba 3 times this season. I watched them against Coast City in Enugu, and I watched them 2 times in Lagos. I've watched several games. I've watched Nasarawa United. I've watched so many clubs. So, and we are trying to do a league where anybody can sit. Just last week, I got a call from Holland of somebody who was watching the league, and that was the game between Crown Ogbomoso and Solution FC. And that game was being played at Adamasingba Stadium. And the person who called me said, fantastically, that the NNL is really changing. That is the kind of message I want to get. So we are doing a league where people can watch from different parts of the world. And watch out for the Super 8. Very soon we'll announce the venue of the Super 8, and we'll intend to do a Super 8 that Nigerians will be proud of. Mr.
George Aluo, the chairman of the Nigeria National League board, we want to thank you very much for the job you have been doing and for having time to come on this program. Just put it in your schedule that you plan to be in Abeokuta so that we can have you live in the studio as well. Thank you very much for being part of the program. Sports Executive this lovely Tuesday. Thank you.